watching a video I heard from David Martin. Wall Builders is his company. Every single quote that I've read to you tonight, I got from his website. He has amazing resources, original documents. That letter I read, that portion of the letter that I read to you from Charles Carroll, he has that original letter in his position. I believe he has the largest collection in the U.S. of original documents. He's incredible for resources. So if your young people are getting interested, direct them towards original resources. Get them, at this time, if they've got that good biblical foundation, they're getting interested, get them to read the Constitution. Go over it with them. Read the light and the glory together. Read these quotes and these letters and these essays and speeches from the founders. I have this great book at home called Great American Speeches. It's incredible when you read some of their speeches. Excuse me. So, easy reading, good reading. You can get into the more depth stuff later when they want to. So, the one last thing I want to get into tonight is just a simple way of teaching a basic concept which a lot of you may understand. Today when you go to a typical teenager, and this is even, I can even use this example on myself. 2 years ago, if you were to come up to me and say, "Oh my gosh, did you hear what that politician is saying? That is such a socialist statement." I would be like, "Oh, okay, socialism equals bad." So, I haven't been exposed, my generation, just not me, but my whole generation has not been exposed to communism and socialism as it is bad. Your generation has. Y'all grew up during the Cold War and the scare from Russia, so you know communism and socialism equals really bad. Stay away from it bad. Don't even go near it bad. But we don't know that. So I want to show you a simple way to explain why socialism and redistribution of wealth is bad. And I need 4 volunteers. You don't get to volunteer. Oh, come on. Young Republicans get up here.
Zachary Cutler. Come on. You got to keep alive.
Come on. I need one more. One more. Good, good, good.
Let's go.
Okay. Should I have all my money here? You get to play for money! Except it's Narnia Monopoly money, because it's the only Monopoly money I had. Okay. You're too tall. Short person. Short. Okay. I want you, let me count it out. This is $600. I want you to get it. She jumped for it, good for her! Okay, I want you to get it.
That was pretty easy.
That's pretty easy. Oh gosh, they're both about the same height. That's not fair! That's good. Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay, you can crumple it up. I'm sure it's been crumpled. Okay, now you, Sonia?
Yes.
Okay, you had to jump really high for it. And I did that for a purpose. You are going to represent someone who has worked really hard her entire life, and you've risen to the top of your career. You get a nice paycheck, $600. We'll pretend this is 18 something. You get $600, but you worked really, really hard for it, and you had a goal in mind, and you love working, and you just work hard for your money. You didn't have to jump as high. You have $300 because I made it lower. You are going to represent someone who has an okay job. You haven't made as high as Sonia, but you still love your work. You work as hard as you can. You don't just go in and put in your 8 hours and go home. You work your heart out because you know that in America, one day, because of our entrepreneurship, you could be like Sonia and you could get $600. Jacob, you also didn't have to reach for it very hard. You represent someone who makes about as much as Miss Becky here, but you don't really care. You could be making as much as Sonia. You have the talent, you have the skills, but you choose not to. You are the kind of person that works your 8 hours a day. Is it time for me to leave yet? Clocks out, goes home, doesn't try harder. You're not trying hard. Zach here, no, doesn't have any money because Zach is someone who decides he's going to rely on the government. Zach is going to represent our welfare person. So we have our 3 workers here and someone who's deciding that he's going to rely on the government. Now what a socialist society is going to do is they are going to look at this playing field here and go, let's see, 3, oh no, she has 6. What are we going to do? I mean, after all, as the president says, after a certain time, you have made a little bit too much money. So we've got to level this playing field. So, Sonia, I'm going to need to take $300 of your dollars. And to make our playing field level, I'm going to hand it to Zach. There you go, on a nice silver platter. Okay, now we're all equal and happy, right? Sonia, let me ask you something. Are you going to keep, if I kept putting $600 up here, are you going to keep dumping us high for it if you know that I'm going to take $300 of it away and give it to Zach? You know? Well, would you keep working as hard as you do to earn that much money just to have half of it taken away?
Probably, yes.
That was not the answer.
She was supposed to say no. Okay, let me poll the audience. Would you keep working as hard as Sonia? Oh, grief. Miss Becky, you're the hard work. Are you going to work even harder to get to Sonia? Because, oh no, you're looking at Sonia's now, and if you get up as high as her, you're going to have half of your income taken away. So are you going to try to work harder? No. Yeah. Zach, Jacob, are you going to care even more?
No.
No, you're just I've got my 300, I'm not going anywhere. Zach, are you ever going to want to get a job? No, because you can sit there eating popcorn and chips, watching TV, and just go, there's my $300. Okay, here. Okay, more popcorn and chips.
And pizza.
Gee, this just much. You're not supposed to do that. So this is how a redistribution of wealth society would kind of simplify it work. Now, Zach, let me ask you a question. Where did you get that money from?
I got it from...
Directly. Who did you get it from?
I got it from Sonia.
Directly. No, who gave it? Who handed it to you?
You.
Me. Yes, me. I'm the government. I gave you that money, didn't I, Zach? You owe me big time. You are a slave to me.
I'd be an army.
No.
No, army would be too good.
So eventually, number one, is it going to decrease the desire to work in the U.S. if we put in all this redistribution, which we are starting to, put all this redistribution of wealth in our government. But at the same time, the people that are getting money handed to them are unknowingly or unwilling to know being sold into slavery. Thank you guys. Can I have my money back? So you see, it's just a simple little visual lesson you can teach young people using something with money. I had a friend of mine tell me, use candy. I'm like, I'm too cheap. I'm not going to buy candy. I'm going to use Monopoly money. So just a simple little visual lesson you can use to show young people that this is a problem. It may sound good, everybody's equal, but it's not the greatest idea.